Beautiful Anonymous changes each week. It defies genres and expectations. For example, our most recent episode, I talked to a woman who survived a murder attempt by her own son. But just the week before that, we just talked the whole time about Star Trek. We've had other recent episodes about sexting in languages that are not your first language, or what it's like to get weight loss surgery. It's unpredictable, it's real, it's honest, it's raw. Get Beautiful Anonymous wherever you listen to podcasts.
JBL wireless earbuds are for those who are the first to try something unique. The first wireless earbuds on the market with a touchscreen case, which allows you to control your audio without reaching for your phone. They also have a touchscreen smart charging case for one-touch control. I love being able to touch my buds and control the volume. With a built-in wireless transmitter that lets you plug and play with any device you want, JBL wireless earbuds connects you to all your favorite music, movies, and games. JBL wireless earbuds. Grab a pair at jbl.com.
You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Welcome back to the Kempire channel. Yes. Your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday. We premiered our video earlier today recapping the first two episodes of Kimura Back in the Fab Lane. So I hope you guys will check that out. If you missed it and didn't know about it, be sure to check that out on the Kempire YouTube channel. You can also watch it, I believe, on X as well. You can also hear it on the Kempire podcast. Let me know if you guys can see me, hear me, all the things. Apologies for being a little late. I was trying to watch the after show for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. No promises, guys. No promises that I will be recapping this season. And it's not just because Garcelle's not there, because I already told you I would give it a chance. However, I also did not expect, well, I did, because I told you I got some exclusive information that the premiere episode would be heavily discussing Garcelle. I just hope the rest of the season we're not going to be discussing Garcelle as well. Okay? Oh, thank you, CM. Let me put our Twitch fam on as well. Hold on, let me add Twitch. Sorry, Twitch, I forgot. Anytime I set this up via another computer, sometimes it doesn't connect, but it should be connected now. Hey, Twitch. Hey, Twitch. Thanks for gifting memberships. Thank you, Jasmine. All right. All right. If you guys have to rate this week's episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, how would you rate it? Let me see what you guys said on YouTube. Let's look at you because it was already looking a little bad. Oh, damn. 39% of you rated, well, it's like a tie. Okay, well, now it's 40%. Rated the premiere episode between a 1 and a 3. Damn. CM says, thank you. YouTube is funky acting lately. Okay. Again, you guys have multiple places you can watch me. If the YouTube app is not working for you, sometimes swiping out will work. But again, you can watch it on YouTube. You can watch it on the Kempire and the Kempire Daily Facebooks. You can also watch us on X. There we go. Couldn't think of it. Okay. Wendy says, hey, Kemp, I rated a 0. Janice gave it a 7. Okay. Fiery gave it a 5. Yeah. Okay. 41% of you rated it between 4 and 6, which still isn't great. It isn't bad, but okay. All right. We're going to talk about it. I don't know for how long. I honestly was on the fence. I was like, you know what? I'd much rather sit and watch the Diddy documentary. I have not been able to get through it because of all the other things that I've had to get done. But yeah. Ooh, Pageant Mommy says, I didn't watch, not interested in seeing both Erica, Sutton, or Dorit. I think they're going to have a problem. And this is not even having anything to do with Garcelle. I think they're going to have a problem, but I said this before, and I've said this in interviews and things like that. I feel like Beverly Hills is going to have a problem because their entire cast, except one person, is in a relationship. Right? Let me take a look at the cast. Please hold. Let me take a look at this cast. Yeah, everyone is divorced or separated, except Bose. Bose just got engaged, but who cares about? Yeah, don't nobody care. Bose, sorry. One of the things I will miss about Garcelle, because I know some of y'all think, oh, people just stand. I'm not a stand for Garcelle. I will call Garcelle when necessary, but Garcelle was such a breath of fresh air, especially in her confessionals. She would say things that we didn't expect, And we're like, oh, didn't see that coming. Bose, I don't get that from. We already knew we weren't going to get that from any of the other ladies. Every once in a while, Erica will make me laugh, but it's every once in a while. It's not consistent. Okay? Who's the woman in pink? That's the new lady. Look, that's the new lady. I don't know her name yet. She wasn't on the first episode, but based off of some of the previews I saw of her, she might be interesting. Just saying, she might be interesting. Not, again, no promises that I'll be talking about it. But I wanted to talk about this particular episode because this episode, the ghost of Garcelle lives on. So much conversation about Garcelle, not just in the premiere episode, but also the after show. And I said this on X. I said, I just find it so interesting that everyone is acting so obtuse as to why Garcelle decided not to return. I don't know why, especially Sutton. Sutton, oh, look, I've known Sutton. Look, don't sit here and act as if I didn't see through Sutton's ways and that there was something about Sutton, okay? But I was like, all right, we're going to let Sutton live for now because everyone else on this damn cast was a mess. And unlikable. I'm sorry to say, Sutton, the only likable thing that was about you probably was Garcelle. Oh. But Sutton trying to make it seem like she's some sort of victim is like the biggest Karen behavior that we've seen in such a long time. Garcelle told us why she decided to stop being friends with you. She was already warning you during the season. So why are we acting like we don't know why Garcelle is upset with you? I could understand maybe the other cast members not having a clear understanding why Garcelle might be upset with them, even though Garcelle said she felt like she had no friends on this cast. Period. She didn't feel like any of you guys were her friends, and she was like, it's time for me to go. Anyway, but the person that really should understand the depth of their friendship, and please understand, in regards to that reunion, we are basing our opinions off an edited version of that reunion because you remember I dropped some tea about that reunion. We didn't see the full reunion. So keep that in mind. Everyone has like, I don't know why Garcelle is so upset. Even Andy Cohen. But Andy Cohen's not going to react to the unedited version. He's going to react to the version that you all saw. But anyway... Wow. Oh, I wanted to save something. Please hold. I wanted to play because everyone seems to forget that Garcelle was on Watch What Happens Live a few months ago, and she revealed why she decided to leave the show and why she decided to end her friendship with Sutton Strack. So I don't understand why Sutton doesn't understand. So I'm going to play the audio of this. We're playing this under fair use for research and all kinds of other purposes. So just to remind everyone what Garcelle said, how many months ago was this? Please hold. Let me see. This was a month ago that Garcelle said this. Garcelle is booked and busy. Let's just say that. She was just in Portugal filming. She's now here in New York City filming Survival of the Thickest. Garcelle she doesn't care what's going on with you ladies. Garcelle had a career before Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She will have a career after Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Has it been beneficial to her? Yes. Was it a good check? Apparently, they were able to hire Rachel Zoe and 2 other people. That Garcelle check was damn good. Sidebar. What's up with this sort of selling Sunset, seeing them walk in on a runway kind of thing? What is that about? I find that to be interesting. There's sort of this new aesthetic that they're trying to give as these ladies walk into a scene. Okay. All right. Look, I'm just saying. All right. So let me play for you what Garcelle said just a month ago on Watch What Happens Live as to why she ended her friendship with Sutton and why she decided not to return. So let me play this for you guys. Keep liking the video if you haven't already.
Here we go. When you left the reunion, was that the moment that you felt like you were going to quit?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
Did you know before? Did you have?
No, I did not know before.
Oh, okay.
No.
That's Shannon.
Yeah.
From
Would you
RHOBH.
say your friendship with Sutton is completely over?
Yes.
Okay.
I know.
And is that because she didn't have your back that night at the reunion?
Not only she didn't have my back, she also, when she called me, never took accountability for it. And that hurt my feelings a lot.
So for those that think, especially in this episode and during the after show where they kept on, Dorit was the first one, do you think that it was more of an alliance? I'm glad in that moment that Sutton was like, no, I definitely think it was a friendship. However, in the after show, now she's trying to make it seem like it was an alliance. What they don't understand, and she clearly said on Watch What Happens Live, her feelings were hurt. And we have to remember, during the season, Garcelle was giving Sutton multiple warnings, like, I'm upset the fact that you're not having my back. Hold on a minute. There was more. Hold on. I need to download this and send this to myself. Please hold. Please hold. Because I have to send this to myself because there was something else that Chanel Ion said that I wanted to play for you guys. Please hold. I need to send this to myself so you guys can see this. Please hold, please hold, please hold. Okay, y'all be strong. Let me send this to myself because I'm bringing all the facts. We're not here to talk about the episode. We're here to talk about the ghosts of Christmas past, a.k.a. Garcelle. Let me bring this up because they want to act obtuse as to why Garcelle decided to leave. She told you guys why she decided to leave. Please hold. Please hold. Let me upload this because y'all need to see what Chanel Ion said about this too. So we're going to get to that in a second. Let me go back here. Let me go here. All right. Because this recap is not really about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's really answering the weirdness and the idiocy of this cast that has nothing else going on. Nothing else. It's the same crap from last season and mostly them talking about Garcelle. And we get to see the before picture of Keely before he gets his new hair. All right. And sidebar, for those that wonder why we don't see it for Bose, it's not just what we saw on the show. It's all the people that were in our comments and called in and told us a little bit more about Bose and her history. That's why we don't see it for Bose. And then she just honestly confirmed what people were saying and calling in before with her behavior on Watch What Happens Live. But I digress. Let me continue with what Garcelle said on Watch What Happens Live just a month ago.
I know.
And is that because she didn't have your back that night at the reunion?
Not only she didn't have my back, she also, when she called me, never took accountability for it. And that hurt my feelings a lot.
How
we were really close.
Well, that's what I was.
Kids would call her.
Right.
You know, we were really close.
And how do you look back on that friendship?
I look back on it fondly. You know, we had some really good laughs. We were there for each other, mostly me there for her. But I don't regret it. I don't regret it.
Well, I was going to say, well, do you regret, how do you look back on your time on the show?
Oh, I look at my time was like phenomenal for the most part, honestly. Really fun.
How do you look back on the women?
It depends on who you're talking about.
Okay. What is your biggest regret about your time on the show?
Jack's getting hurt.
Yes.
On the show.
And that's the element that people also want to be obtuse about. They forget, first of all, her being the first Black woman on Beverly Hills. Secondly, the things that she's had to deal with when it comes to her speaking up for being Black on this show in a generally white space. And then her son being attacked by a cast member and attacked on social media. Probably the first time that he's probably even been attacked in that way on social media because of Garcelle being on the show and the guilt she feels from putting him on the show, to the point her last season, her son refused to be on the show. People just magically forget that, but somehow Garcelle is like, oh, Garcelle's just crying all the time. Really? Y'all have no idea, especially Black women. First of all, Black women in Bravo space, but being the only woman of color on a show. Y'all have no idea because y'all not in a public space. Y'all just sit up behind your keyboards and think that you're like, oh, Garcelle, da-da-da-da-da-da. All right, let's talk about the one thing we could be really critical of Garcelle those fashions. Always. We're going to tell the truth and shame the devil. We're going to tell the truth and shame the devil. Okay? Sometimes bad wigs too. Okay? Garcelle, it's all said and my
biggest regret.
Is there anyone that you met as a result of the show that if you saw today, you would connect with?
The women?
Yeah.
Maybe Kyle. Yeah, maybe Kyle.
That was interesting. I bet after she hears what Kyle was saying about her in the premiere episode, she would change her mind about that. Because Kyle now all of a sudden too. Here's the thing: if for those that watched the premiere episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, it was definitely them trying to do damage control, because I don't think they realized how many people loved Garcelle on this show, how many people watched because Garcelle was on this show. I don't think they were ready for the backlash that they received that she decided to up and leave the show. Okay? The other element here with Kyle also wants to play into the narrative that the friendship that Sutton and Garcelle had was just because they were new people on the show, that it was some sort of alliance, that it affected her being close to Sutton. Girl, no. Y'all didn't like Sutton. Yes, maybe that's what brought them together. But unlike some of these other housewives, Sutton and Garcelle would hang out outside of the show. They actually would do things together. Y'all, some of y'all that claim to be friends, don't even see each other. You're like, oh my God, I missed you. I haven't seen you in months because we weren't filming. Like, none of y'all are hanging out, especially the current cast. The only people that probably are actually hanging out outside the show are Sutton and Jennifer Tilly, but they were friends beforehand. You don't even hang out with your own sister, Kyle. The show's probably the only reason why you guys see each other. Let's be real. The only reason why you probably even mended fences is because Bravo wanted to bring Kathy on the show. Kathy, whatever you did, that refresh to the face, looking good, girl. What I can appreciate about Kathy, because she's the only one in the after show, because she's paired with Sutton, she's the only one giving grace to Garcelle. She's the only one. Even though Kathy can be kooky, she makes a lot of sense. I don't know if you guys watched the after show. I know some of you even watch. She was trying to correct some of the things that Sutton was saying, like, well, you don't know. That's not how she felt. But okay. Anyway.
Right.
Okay, so that's what Garcelle had to say. That's what she had to say. The other element that they talk about during the show was the fact that Avi, I didn't realize that Avi was with Sutton for so long. She says that, I don't know if he worked with her, but he's known her since she was married. She saw her as a married woman, then saw her get divorced. So Avi has been in her life for a very, very long time. And the reason why people are making a big deal, because they talk about this during the after show as well, the only reason why people are making it a big deal about Avi not working with you is because, Sutton, you answered the question in such an odd way. We know you're an oddball. However, you answered the question in a way that made people go like, wait a minute. So wait, what exactly happened? But now she's gotten her reason for why Avi no longer works with her, but she also doesn't even talk to Avi anymore. Someone she's known since she was married. She's been divorced for years. And so wait, hold on. We went from your storyline of you getting a horse. Now all of a sudden it's a storyline of you getting an annulment. Apparently you can get an annulment after you've had sex, been married for many, many years, and got a divorce, and also had some children. The Catholic Church, they've gotten very lenient. They've gotten very lenient. You can get an annulment. That's her storyline this season, y'all. She got an annulment. Excuse me? Excuse me? That's her storyline. She got an annulment. She got a whole annulment. Yes. I didn't know you can get an annulment and you already consummated the marriage. Okay. But that's her storyline. And Reba makes an appearance. Reba is in town. Yes. And her relationship with Reba is better than ever. partially because Garcelle decided to confront Reba on your behalf. That's why I always find it funny when people say it's an alliance. Garcelle didn't have to do that. Garcelle did not have to put her in the line of fire for Reba for some sort of alliance. Come on. She could have sat pretty and had a good old time. And actually, Patrick Mom said annulment from who? Her ex-husband, Christian. Okay? Here's the thing. I was starting to say this and I forgot to finish it. I believe because everyone said after the reunion that Sutton's not going to have any friends, I believe that production stepped in, including they had a production meeting with Kyle, a producer. She's not really a producer, but basically you could say she's a producer. Had a meeting and said, Sutton's going to have no friends. We need you to pull her in. We need you guys to be open to her. And of course, Sutton's going to come in with a different energy because she knows she has no allies. But please understand, Sutton, they don't like you. But I know you know that because you don't like them. The only one that you probably like is Kyle because you want to be up under Kyle. You believe that you and Kyle are sisters. Okay? But how long will it last? This is what we talk about when it's an alliance. These are alliances. These aren't real friendships. All right. Wendy, thank you so much for the super chat. Wendy said, I came in to see Kemp's flawless face. Wow. Well, I do have a little bit of flaw. I went for my facial yesterday. Okay. I came to see Kemp's flawless face. Mine is going to the rough adult acne for rating is 0. Won't be watching. Oh, well, that's good to know. So this will be my first and last for season 15. Because here's the thing too. I never watched the Rachel Zoe project show, whatever. Yes, you guys said it was fantastic in the early years. Probably. Based off the premiere episode, I was kind of like, I was more interested in Rachel Zoe's son. He was so interesting and dynamic. I was like, how old is this kid? That was the only interesting part. Okay, we got a quick update on her life. She was with that man for 33 years. They're getting a divorce. He's got a new girlfriend. Apparently, they've been together, and the time that they've been together overlaps into the time that they got separated. There you go. She's got 40-something licenses. I know. I see them in Marshalls. Rachel Zoe's rich. But I don't understand why production doesn't understand. You can't just be rich on these shows. You got a bunch of allegedly rich people on the show that are not interesting. But I was sort of like, okay, Rachel's here. I didn't hate her because look, it's her first episode. I didn't expect too much, but I was still sort of like, okay. Queenie, thank you so much for the super chat. Queenie says, Kyle's PMO was so bad. Wait, Kyle's PMO was so bad trying to imply Garcelle is why Sutton hasn't been a genuine or consistent. That's the thing. Everybody, including Sutton, was trying to make it as if Garcelle was the reason why. She was the dark cloud over the group. Oh, not the lady that was married to the man stealing from burn victims and just recently was able to call the victims, not alleged victims. Okay. Keith, thank you. And who's also being sued. Well, no, she's not being sued. They're claiming that the man that basically funded her lifestyle is now in trouble. Lord. Okay. Keith, thank you so much for the super chat. First of all, did you guys know there's so many Virgos on this cast of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? Sutton's a Virgo. Rachel's a Virgo. The new girl, Amanda's a Virgo. The friend of Natalie's a Virgo. She was married to Simon Cowell. Jennifer Tilly's a Virgo. Wow, that's a lot of Virgo. And sidebar, Rachel Zoe is a Virgo. I would not want to be around her, but maybe that's why she made good reality television. Oof. But I would much rather see Rachel Zoe in the space of her working and not a housewife show. Hence why, if you saw my recap earlier, I love seeing Kimora back in her usual space. Yes, we're getting her personal life, but we're also getting her business life, and she'll be able to control the narrative. If she came on Beverly Hills, it would have been them trying to figure out, oh, I heard about Russell is in Bali, or, oh my God, her daughter was with that older man, or she was married to that man, but he was married to someone else, so their marriage wasn't legit. I know you might would have wanted to see them dig into that, but it would have been them all piling on to her storyline and using her as a storyline. Keith says, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills was a good background noise as I pack. Where are you going? I only watched because I saw you were doing a recap. Garcelle brought in the black viewers. Now we're gone. I think we are, y'all. Can we all say that we're all gone for this season until something interesting might happen? There was a period in time. I can't remember when. And maybe it was Garcelle that made me come back on in. I know I started recapping it during the pandemic because I didn't recap it before. But I watched Beverly Hills from the beginning. But there was a period of time, a few seasons that I stopped watching. And I started watching. I caught up and I started watching again. I don't remember if it was because because Garcelle was on. I don't think so. But then Garcelle joining was like another reason, like, oh, I like it. But I definitely started recapping when Garcelle was on. Tish, thank you so much for Super Chat. Tish was one of our informants on Bose. Tish says, these women are truly committed to misunderstanding Garcelle. She communicates her feelings so well, and then they turn around and act like she's speaking Creole. That's why I left when she left. Tish, I love how you pointed that out, too. And it's in the after show, too. It's frustrating. I think it's frustrating for the audience to watch, too, because I think we understand why Garcelle left. But for them to act like they don't understand is like, okay. Queenie, thank you so much for the super chat. Queenie says, did we peep Bose taking on Garcelle's role of questioning the ladies, yet she can't fathom why Garcelle would have wanted her support? There was more at that reunion that was not shown. So it also makes Garcelle look like, why are you so mad at Bose? Monique, thank you so much for the super chat. Monique says, accusing Garcelle of an alliance felt like underhanded office politics. Karen's blaming it on the black girl with zero accountability. Offensive. Yup. Amy, especially coming from Sutton. Amy J, thank you so much for being a member for the super chat. Amy says, both Sutton and husband are Catholic, and the Catholic Church only allows you to be married once because divorce is not recognized. Oh, so is that why they had to get it annulled? So is he planning to get married again? Okay. Katie, thank you so much for the super chat. Katie says, Sutton's so desperate she ignores how they dragged her before. She knows damn well they still don't like her ass now. Erica even called her a box. Yeah, y'all saw that when they sat down? Bose and Erica? Now, those are the new Fox Force flunkies over there. Kendra, thank you so much for the super chat. Kendra, oh, okay, Kendra, let me shimmy. Thank you, Kendra, for your pain and suffering for watching Beverly Hills. Thank you. She gave me $20 super chat. Thank you. All of y'all should give me $20 for it. Help me pay off for my peacock for the rest of the year. For your pain and suffering for watching Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Thank you for watching so I didn't have to. Can we change Dorit's name because we are good? Dorit is disgusting. Well, because Kendra gave me this big super chat, I am going to talk about some of the... I actually took notes. Kendra, I took notes. The first scene we have is with Bose and Dorit. So they're still pretending like they're best friends, okay? So Bose tells her daughter, Auntie Dorit's coming over.
Lies! The lie!
Their relationship is so performative. Are those the Hermes bags that she was photographed with that people zoomed in on and said they looked like used bags? So she's like, oh, darling, I didn't bring, I've been over and I never brought you was it a birthday gift? I don't remember what it was. A birthday gift. So she brought her some Hermes. Let me tell you something. Look, if you're ever going to get me a gift from Hermes, please understand, I don't want their ugly sheets. What do you throws? I don't want that. I think they're ugly. Just because they're Hermes doesn't mean that they're like, no, I don't want to put that on my couch. I'd much rather you get me the big Hermes bag the men have. I know that's a lot of money, but I'm just saying, if you don't give me something from Hermes, give me slippers. No, give me a shirt. That she probably had that in her house, and she probably had the box. That's probably why the bag looked so used. She probably took it off her own couch and says, I'm going to gift this to Bose. Okay. Fine. Fine. So she goes over, they're discussing, Bose's reactions are so interesting to me. They're so she's just like, oh my gosh, I saw him kissing that other woman. This Timu, did she say Timu Dorit? Dorit is a Timu Dorit because everyone always looks at Dorit like, girl, is that accent even real? So they discuss PK being caught out there kissing another woman. I thought you guys were separated. Who cares? Right? You guys are separated. Okay. She says, do you know that's the day that Bo says, oh, and then the next day you filed. She's like, no, I filed the same day. And then she says, oh, we had the baseball game. This is why I find it interesting. Because you're not telling me paparazzi was at Jagger's baseball meet to get a photograph of Dorit and PK. Someone called them and got that photo of them co-parenting from afar. All of that was plotted and planned. So she lets us know that the PK sees the kids when he's in town, he'll see them on a Saturday night. I don't even care about PK kissing up on somebody. Honestly, I find it so déclassé. I find it so who cares? Like recently, we saw photos of Mauricio hugged up with another girl. Y'all are grown. Why are we seeing this? But I feel like it's all plotted and planned. I don't think that it's the paparazzi thinking like, oh my God, this is going to be our next big payday, getting a picture of Mauricio hooking up with someone when he's divorced.
'Tis the season for identity theft. This time of year, most of us are checking off our holiday gift lists. But guess what? Identity thieves have lists too, and your personal information might be on them. Protect your identity with LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second and alerts you to threats you could miss by yourself, even if you keep an eye on your bank and credit card statements. If your identity is stolen, your own U.S.-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. And all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package. The last thing you want to do this holiday season is face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or other financial losses from identity theft all alone. Make this season about joy, not identity theft, with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock and use promo code IHEART. Or go to lifelock.com/iHeart for 40% off. Terms apply.
Okay. Only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There. The last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
I've got Dan Morgan here on the pod. Say hi, Dan.
Hey, how's it going today?
It's going good, man. Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Dan Morgan. I'm an attorney and a managing partner at Morgan & Morgan, which is America's largest injury law firm.
That's pretty awesome. I think I saw a billboard of yours recently that said 20 billion won. 20 billion is an insane number.
Yeah, 20 billion recovered. It's actually, I think, somewhere north, probably closer to 22, 23 after this year. And each year we get bigger and badder and our army grows. So the number will hopefully keep getting bigger and bigger as time goes on.
Awesome. So how does someone get in contact with Morgan & Morgan? What would I do if I got into an accident?
Probably the easiest way is dialing pound law. That's pound 529 from your cell phone. We are always open. Our call center is always waiting to take your call. 24/7, 365.
Wow. Dan Morgan from Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Thanks for coming by the show.
Thanks for having me.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I feel like all of this is to help promote the show. And also, what the hell is Mauricio, who's supposed to be like this big real estate executive? What's Kathy? Rick would never. Rick is not doing, I'm going to be on the cover of this, or I'm doing a reality show in order to promote my real estate business. He doesn't have to do that. Rick would never. So Mauricio is just as lame. He's just as lame as everyone else that's hiring paparazzi to take photos of them. And Steve says maybe LVP called the paparazzi. Kendra says, I know paparazzi is watching like, we don't take pictures of you, lady. You email them to us. Or you pay them to show up and make it seem like that's what it was. Desiree says that Mauricio, Staten, and bopping, which I find, I don't know about you guys, because I know people have said Mauricio is one of the hottest husbands on Real Housewives. But the more I see him on reality TV and him doing covers of what was it, People magazine, I'm like, it takes away the sexiness. It's sort of like, oh, you're just as lame and wanting for attention as these housewives. You know who would never, may he rest in peace? Greg Leakes. He would never. He would never. Hey, Ariana. Ariana says, I didn't watch. I'm over those girls, but I love me some Kempire. Guys, please understand, we will find something else to recap. And if you missed it, I did recap Kimora back in the Fab Lane, which I enjoyed. I felt like it was like a nice soft launch. I didn't think that it was great. I thought it was like a good 6.5, 7. But it was the first 2 episodes. But it's actually shorter to watch and easier to recap, if I'm going to say. Keith says Bobby has that title now. But he's not going to be here for much longer because Angel ain't coming back on Potomac. Well, we don't know. Okay? Okay. All right. Let me move on. So she's still, look, the other storyline that you're going to be tired of this season on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is the fact that Dorit and Kyle are fighting still because they're like, did you hear from Kyle? Yeah, 4 days later. At least you heard from her. Okay, at least you heard from her. 4 days later, Kyle reached out to her about filing for divorce. You guys were never friends. Kyle was only making peace because it's the same way she's making peace with Sutton. She don't like Sutton either. None of you guys like each other. Ariana says, I do need to watch your Kimora video after I watch this one. Yeah, you do. It was a good one. We had a good time. That's also where I talked about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City's seating chart, for those that may have been wondering if I talked about it. Yeah, Mary Jane says the allure has left the building with Mauricio. I agree. It's no longer sexy. Takesha says, Greg Leakes forever. May he rest in peace. Exactly. To Foxy says, Cynthia, is that you? It says Kyle is loyal to no one. No. Not more. Foxy, did I see that was your birthday? Happy belated birthday. Everyone say happy birthday to Foxy in the chat. Come on. Happy birthday to you. Okay, it's throwing me off. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Foxy. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Now, if it wasn't her birthday, look. Let me say thank you. Miss Nikki, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss Nikki said, I just want the new girls to make it hard for the rest of them. That is the only way I may tune in. Justice for Garcelle. That part. I'm interested to see Amanda because she seems like she's going to be trouble. Des, thank you so much for the super chat. My merch came in the mail. Are you okay? T-shirt. Thank you, Kempire. I love it. Des, hold on. Let me take your super chat down. Hold on. Look, this is the sweatshirt. Look how good and the quality. Are you okay? Kempire. Okay. Houseofkempire.com. And if you're a member, your code still works, members. Check the post tab. Okay. All right. Or it should be. Or maybe it doesn't work anymore. Sorry. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. It was your birthday. I thought, I'm glad I saw that. I didn't know. I need to keep a list. I'm thinking about bringing the Texan community back, guys. Who remembers the Texan community? And the reason why we ended was because they changed all their stipulations and they were going to charge for per minute or per text or something like that. But I might bring it back. Because that was another way that kept up with everyone in the community's birthday. Alejandro, thank you for the super chat. The cast is no one. This cast, no one is funny or messy. They are meh. Yeah. Desmond, thank you so much for the super chat. Desmond says, so Dorit and Kyle must have been in an alliance since Kyle acted like she ain't her friend in that interview that started this feud storyline they got. I'm telling you, everyone else's friendship feels like an alliance. The only real friendship of the Fox Force flunkies, I would say, is Kyle and Teddy. That's the only real friendship. Tish, thank you so much for another super chat. Let me shake because you've been, that's $20 total you sent. Thank you so much. She says, this reminds me of a Jamaican proverb. They are trying to play the fool to catch the wise, not realizing they are actually the fools. They can't gaslight us. We know what we saw. I tried to sing my Jamaican patois. All right. Yeah. And we will not be gaslit. Aisha, thank you so much for the super chat. Aisha says, Dorit supports Israel, tells you everything. Is Dorit a Zionist? Look, I don't know. All right. What? Pajama, what you, hold on. I may be on 90 Day the other way. Did I miss something? Wait a minute. That's probably like one of the series of 90 Day Fiancé that I really usually like enjoy watching, but yeah. All right, let me get back to this. Quickly. So Kyle at home with her daughters. Her daughter Alexia is getting married to her childhood sweetheart. She was dating somebody else though on that Netflix show, right? It was someone else she was talking to. But apparently she saw the light and now she's getting married. But she's already gotten married, so we'll probably see that later on in the season. It was interesting to see Kyle at home with all of her daughters, and they talk about Mauricio and him being caught out there being pictured with different women. At one particular point, one of his daughters, I think it's Sophia, confronting him about it, and she's like, stop, tone it down. Only your daughters could do that, and I'm glad they did. I'm actually surprised that we haven't seen some sort of spin-off between Kyle and her daughters. Maybe now that they're older, we could see it. Portia is in therapy to deal with everything that's happening when it comes to Kyle and Mauricio's relationship. Why haven't they moved forward with some sort of divorce? Because even if it's about finances, it makes me wonder, okay, so it's been 3 years almost. Why haven't you guys figured that part out? Unless you staying married to him, you feel like secures your position on the show. I don't know why. I don't know. But okay. I keep saying this, and I don't know why they don't understand. I used to like Kyle. I used to like Kyle in the early years of Beverly Hills, but she's been on for so long that she's become unlikable. And I think they really should give her a season or two, honestly 2, at least, at the minimum, off so that we could miss her. But you know what it is? Kyle is worried that we won't miss her, and we won't. Because I just thought about it. I was like, if Kyle wasn't on the show for how many years, I think we'd be like, but I also believe that's because she overstayed her welcome. But here we are. And the cool thing about Kyle not coming back is that Kathy knows a lot of these women. A lot of these women hang out with Kathy probably more than they hang out with Kyle. So Kathy really could still be on the show as a friend of. I don't think she wants to be full-time. She doesn't need to be full-time. I'd much rather Kathy come in and be light and have fun and do all of those things and not get wrapped up. But Kathy, you can only do that for so long before they come for you. You saw how they came for you before. Anyway. All right, let's move on. Kathy and Rachel Zoe. Speaking of Kathy. So Rachel Zoe, this is our introduction to her. She goes over Kathy's house. You know, Rachel started out styling. She worked with Tommy Hilfiger. And it was her first job. And then she gives us a whole rundown of her history. For those that weren't familiar with her. She was on Bravo before with her own reality show. Now she's going through a divorce. And she's been with her ex for 33 years. Married him 20-something years. They ended up having children very late in their relationship, 18 years into their relationship. So she's helping Kathy pick out some of her fashions for this trip she's going on. She talks about her divorce. She talks about her history. Apparently she has 40 brand licenses. So she's rich. She's very rich. Okay, I don't think that's enough for this boring show of women that are all divorced and have nothing else going on. But fine. Based off of the preview of this season and even the preview for the season, I'm not excited about Rachel Zoe. So every time you guys have asked me, are you excited about Rachel Zoe joining Beverly Hills? No. And based on what we got in the first episode, I was kind of like, okay, this is not a reason for me to stay. But that's me. That's just me. Look. Oh, it's almost 5 o'clock. I'm ready to go. Is it time to go? They're not getting a full hour from me. Let me move on. So then we have this scene with Kyle, Erica, and they go over to Sutton's house. RHOBH is staying with her because her son is graduating, okay? So they go over. RHOBH and Sutton apparently are getting along better than ever. You can thank Garcelle for that. Ever since she went to Augusta, all right? Sutton, when she sees Erica, she's like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen you in so long. Oh my gosh, you're amazing. And she's patting her on the back. And I'm like, when did this happen? What? Did I miss when these two became friendly again? But we know what it is. Sutton has no friends on this cast. And they're all playing nice. But okay. Kyle asked about Avi. So she asked about Avi. Sutton, now Sutton has her lie together. So you see in the confessionals and you see in the after show, she has her excuse as to why she doesn't have Avi around is because, my life was changing. I don't have the store anymore. I don't have the kids. Yeah, that would have been all well and good, but you're not even speaking to Avi anymore. Like, you were the one that gave this cryptic answer on Jeff Lewis's show that made no sense. It made no sense. So the reason why people are constantly asking about Avi and they're like, this is weird, it's because of what you've been saying or lack thereof. And that's when we learned, I didn't realize Avi was with her for so long. Then the group talks about Garcelle unfollowing them. All right. So this is the ghost of Christmas past, Garcelle. All right. Sutton brings up, they talk about Garcelle and following them and what went on with Sutton, and Sutton's like, that she, it's very hurtful for her, and of course she's the victim in all this because they don't have any idea why Garcelle might be upset. Oh, you might have thought that I forgot about my clip that I wanted to play. So Chanel Ion is friendly with Garcelle and Sutton, and apparently Sutton called Chanel before the reunion. Let me play this clip for you. This is from the Hollywood Life with Jason Lee podcast.
It was the night before her reunion, okay? I went to dinner with Garcelle. It was the night before her reunion, okay? I met her son. It was so good because me and Garcelle always meet and hang out. I love that woman so much, So when we were there, Sutton, do you know Sutton?
Yes.
Sutton called in and I was talking to Garcelle and she goes, oh my God, I'm so scared of reunion. Like, she was freaking out about reunion and all these things. And all I said to her, you better have Garcelle's back this time, girl. That's all I'm asking. I said, Garcelle always have your back. You have her back,
But
right?
Sutton's kind of weak, right?
So it's important to note the fact that Chanel Ion had to say that to Sutton says to me that Garcelle has been saying this, which we already saw on Beverly Hills, that Garcelle has been saying to Sutton, you're not having my back, you're not having my back. So when it came to the reunion, that was the cherry on top. And then when you talked about it after the reunion, you could have resolved it and still you didn't understand why she was upset with you and you took no accountability.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she never had Garcelle's back. So when the reunion came out, I spoke to Garcelle about it, and I was so sad about it because I was like, you were literally, Garcelle had your back this whole time. All you called me to ask me, she was like, tell me what to do in reunion, help me out. And I was like, yeah, just be there for Garcelle because she's always there for you. So when Garcelle decided to quit, I totally understood because if you're the only person she was so close to, later like that was a disappointment.
Is that the one who said what she said at BravoCon?
What did she say?
Who was at BravoCon and said something about Garcelle leaving, like they didn't care? That it was a good thing that she left.
Who would say that?
One of the girls said that.
Do we know? Because I didn't
It was Sutton.
see that. Is it from Beverly Hills?
Yes.
She a white girl?
Yes.
Blonde?
Yes.
Can you Google if her name is Sutton? If she said that, what a fucking bitch she is. Garcelle made you who you are, girl. Garcelle had your back 24/7. Garcelle supported you and gave you everything. Even when nobody wanted to be friends with you. I hope it's not the one that said that. I don't think she would.
She did.
I don't think
it was Sutton.
Oh, Sutton said that?
She said
Sutton said that?
at BravoCon.
That weak ass link bitch said that about Garcelle?
She said,
Not that week. You can always count on Chanel for getting us in trouble with the bad language. Really? So she spilled tea. She warned Sutton. She said, Sutton, you better have Garcelle's back at this reunion. And she didn't. She didn't. Wow. But Sutton want to pretend like she's so surprised. Anyway, Sutton moves the conversation from Garcelle to updating everyone on getting her marriage annulled. Apparently, Christian wanted to get the marriage annulled. They sent it to Sutton Brown. And they talk about that and like, oh my gosh, now he sent it to your original name. So apparently the marriage has been annulled. Who cares? Then they talk. Here's the thing. I don't know. Did you guys, for those that watched the episode, when Sutton asked Kyle about being in contact with PK, I didn't feel like I got a clear answer. Did Kyle say that she isn't texting with PK anymore? That she isn't in communication with him? Because I watched it again and I was like, wait, it sounds like you mumbled. Was that it sounded, you know what it sounded like when she said, you know? That could have been a yes or a no. What was that? You know? I'm like, wait, what? Is that a yes or a no? Are you in communication with PK? Okay. Steve says the annulment means he wants to remarry. Okay, I thought it was just me. OMG, Steph says she didn't give a clear answer. It was given sort of like, I know. Lachey says she said no, but it was a little hesitation. I felt like it was like a no. It wasn't a clear no. I'm not in communication with it. It was sort of like no. What? Exactly. Jasmine says she's not even sure. Jasmine says I think she said no. So I'm not the only one that wasn't sure. I was like, and I watched it. I had to rewind it. I was like, wait, was that a no? King says Kyle lied. She's still talking to PK. I think so too. She probably don't talk to him all the time. They're probably still sending memes to each other. Oh, wait a second. Is he? Oh, CAMEO says that now PK can be friends. Oh, I thought you said they were friends. No, they're not going to be friends anymore. Too much has been said and done. I thought they became friends. All of it. I mean, he loves to be in Vegas. I don't know if he's been in Vegas since, the debt and had to pay back that day. He probably will never see Vegas again. Right? This is what I always thought, but apparently not, because the annulment was granted. Seamer Run says, I thought you could only get an annulment when it was like a 2-day marriage and you changed your mind. That's what we thought, but apparently not, because they got the church granted the annulment. How many babies later and a divorce? All right. All right. Jamie, thank you so much for being a member for the Super Chat. Jamie says, every time you mention Kimura, I keep hearing Kimura across the street in my Nene voice. I know. Everyone now, all of a sudden. But remember, Kimura was here before that. Remember that. Ravel Dad, thank you so much for the Super Chat and for being a member. Happy Friday. Erica's new man is not a good man. Isn't he MAGA? Something like that. I mean, Erica really doesn't care. As long as the check clears. Queenie, thank you so much for the Super Chat and for being a member. Queenie says, Andy is smart. He'll make Chanel a friend of... if Andy is smart, he'll make Chanel a friend of one of the newbies for one episode. We will all be tuned in for her to light Sutton up. Tish, thank you so much for another super chat. Motorboat. Tish says Chanel Ion, who didn't have Lisa's back on their show, is saying this. Does that mean that she learned from her mistake? I truly hope so, or she's a hypocrite. You're going by what Lisa said. We're not going to go revisit the tea when it comes to Real Housewives of Dubai, okay? Because that boring show is no longer on the air. You're going by what Lisa said, and I already covered that and talked about that. Tina, thank you so much for the super chat. Tina says Sutton is just as weak as her side profile. Just saying. Wow. All right, let's move on, because I already spent way too much time on this damn show. All right. So they have their lunch with Reba. Then we get Rachel at home. I don't even care about Rachel at home. I was just so impressed with Rachel's son because Rachel talks about regretting. One of her regrets is working with her ex. I wonder if he's going to. I wonder if he's going to get a lot of her money because they were business partners. I don't know. Okay. Maybe that's why. She said that's one of her regrets. And they do a lot of flashbacks to when she had her own reality show on Bravo. Receipts, proofs, timeline says, remember the North. All right. Where was I? Okay. Oh, her son, when they were talking about the divorce and her mom, Rachel's checking in with him. And he's like, most divorces are rough, but it's been good. What? Were you not all taken aback by this young man? I was like, wait, who is this little exactly? Lachey, little boy has an old soul. He said most divorces are rough, but it's been good. Oh, but that wasn't the only thing. Then she talks about her ex spending more time with his new girlfriend than with his kids. So the kids really want to spend time more with Rachel. Okay. But then Rachel asks him, are you interested in any girls? First of all, why are you assuming? It's 2025, Rachel. First of all, let's not assume at this particular point. But I love his response. He's like, my hormones haven't kicked in yet. He said, my hormones haven't kicked in yet. Excuse me? Yes, pageant mommy, the son said this. The son said, most divorces are rough, but it's been good. Then when she's asked him, like, hey, are you interested in any girls? He says, my hormones haven't kicked in yet. I was like, and the only reason why I say what I say in regards to this is because I remember being a young, not saying that he is, y'all. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying be mindful of how you say things to your kids. Because I remember being a young boy and people saying that to me. And I'm probably thinking at that time, I can fairly remember thinking to myself, I don't like girls, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So I just feel like don't press your expectations first of all, why are you asking this 14-year-old about that anyway? Okay. But I loved his response. He's just like, my hormones haven't kicked in yet. So if anything, I'm looking forward to scenes with her kids and not really with Rachel. Because every scene she was in, I was like, okay. Taco says, I love him already. Foxy Feline says he's 12. Is he 12? Oh my gosh. Oh, he's 11. He's 11. His brother is 14. His brother's 14. Yeah, I was like, what? Danny says, I don't remember Rachel's part. Maybe I zoned out from boredom. Well, Danny, if anything, go to that one scene with her and the son. The son was a star. I loved him. I was like, oh my gosh. Because I didn't expect that. He comes out and he's like, most divorces are rough, but it's been good. What? Hold on 1 minute. He's got a girlfriend, the daddy. Coco says his daddy don't like girls either. I mean, when they were flashing back, I was thinking to myself, ooh, but now you're confirming because I didn't really watch that show back in the day. All right, let me move on. All right. Let me drop the call-in link. Who wants to call in? I'm going to drop it for the general audience first. I know we never do it, but I'm going to do it now. So all you can fight for your lives on getting backstage. Oh, wait. Matter of fact, let's get to 400 likes. Let's get to 400 likes and I'll drop the call link for everyone. Okay? Air Beer says, not the daddy allegedly. Oh my gosh. Okemia says, I could see friction with her and Kyle. I don't think we're going to see it though, because she's such good friends with Kathy. I don't see it. Oh, Receipts Proof Timeline says, so word on the street are in the blind items. Yeah. He even talked about people thinking that on the show back then, Marigold says. I vaguely remember hearing people say that. Hence why they were married for so long. Okay, Foxy Feline says, memoirs, I need you to keep reviewing Real Housewives. Memoirs, you mean Kempire? I need you to keep reviewing Beverly Hills. Maybe I won't recap it every single week. Maybe I will watch, and if it's worth recapping, I'll talk about it. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I have to say the first episode pissed me off with the whole ghost of Garcelle haunting them. Ooh. Okay, then we had this weirdo scene. With which is interesting to have this scene with Bose and Erica, because it makes me wonder how long after their Watch What Happens live appearance did they film this scene? I don't know. So anyway, Erica and Bose hang out. They're catching up. Erica talks about Tom, so this is her opportunity to talk about Tom. And, Tom was sentenced to prison. So she was just like, to see this man, the shell of himself. And she's like, all of this happened when I was, at this sold out show, popping my puss. I can't believe it. But what I found to be interesting, when she said about Garcelle not having any sort of storyline, not bringing anything to the show, and she's like, I don't find you interesting. And because Garcelle doesn't have any drama or any men issues, when she's confronted with a story that has been in the headlines about her, about hooking up with a Bravo celebrity, now all of a sudden she doesn't want to talk about it. She's like, well, nothing worth reporting happened. Okay. Okay. I just find it to be interesting because this literally happened last season. Were you talking about Garcelle not bringing anything or talking about her personal life? And when you're asked about your personal life, and again, as I said before, without Sutton and Garcelle asking the questions, that whole situation with Tom would have been a brush over. You didn't give us anything in regards to it. And you still haven't given us anything in regards to it. And no one's going to question you when all these other lawsuits and things are going to be coming up. So talking about not interesting, I just found that to be interesting. They also talk about Sutton and how she made such a 180 at the reunion. Yep, they talk about that in regards to, Bose was like she was quiet as a mouse at the reunion in comparison to how she was all season. It was giving like she was on Xanax at the reunion, to be honest, because she was very I feel like we never saw her like that before. And the fact that Chanel said what she said about Sutton calling her being nervous about the reunion says to me she probably did take Papa Xanax. Hey, Janice. Janice says, I remember the Texan community. Yeah, because Janice is an OG here. Janice has been here since the beginning. Janice, how come you're not a mod? Or were you a mod? We can add you back if you want to be. I know you're not always here, but just in case. All right. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. I did drop the call link for the general audience to call in, okay? And everyone can call in. Hold on, y'all. I just want to make sure, because I turned off I said I was only going to be recapping this for an hour. So I turned my notifications on for an hour, so they're all coming in now to let me know that your hour is up. All right. So they end the episode with Kyle's garden party. So everyone meets up there. Kyle confuses one of her other friends that comes in with Faye Resnick with Dorit. All right. Kyle and Bose are still trying to figure out where they are as friends. And Bose is like, well, if she's willing to open up and be friendly, I found her to be cold when I first met her. But if she doesn't open up, then she can be an acquaintance. Okay. But Kyle's just like, oh, I need to know more about the and the ring and everything. I was like, so fake, so phony. So the group then talks about Sutton having no friends in the group and not having Garcelle or Garcelle around for Sutton, and she really has no friends in the group. And so Sutton eventually arrives. Okay. Anyway, so they talk about some other stuff. Dorit asks, so they sit down and Sutton claims that she texts Garcelle over and over again. I can understand Garcelle not wanting to be in communication with any of them for a period of time. Sometimes people need a moment. So Sutton says that she texts Garcelle. Dorit then asks her whether she thought that it was an alliance instead of a friendship. Sutton in the moment says, oh, I don't believe that it was. I don't believe that it was. They also talked in the after show about whether or not they thought that what was it again? Oh, whether they thought that Garcelle and Avi inviting Avi to her red carpet was strategic. I think I have the audio. Oh, yeah, here it is. Hold on, y'all.
Seeing Avi on the red carpet with Garcelle at the premiere of her new movie last week.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that either.
Damn!
Oh,
Damn!
Ooh!
How was it seeing Avi at your movie premiere?
It was awesome. I hadn't seen him since we both left the show.
And here's the thing. We have to keep in mind, if you paid attention, even these brief moments on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Avi and Garcelle had their own interactions that were funny. So I really didn't see anything or made a big deal about him being at her red carpet. I'm sure if I was in town, I would have been invited too.
And he's great. It was
Since
really
we both
cool.
left the show. He left her employ, right?
Okay.
Well, it seemed like there was an absolute agenda.
Kyle says she believes that it was an absolute agenda because she can't fathom people having a friendship outside of this show.
Both Garcelle and Avi knew that taking that photo together, it would go everywhere and it would spark questions and commentary and all of that. So, you know what? They were successful.
I had no idea that Garcelle liked Avi so much.
Excuse me, Sutton?
Apparently, they have a good long-term friendship, so...
Well, I was a little taken aback, and obviously Garcelle can invite whoever she wants to.
Why would that take anyone back? Unless Avi stole something from you, Sutton, or did something criminal to you, then I could be like, oh my gosh, But you said he left your employ because you don't need his stuff anymore. She met him through you. You guys hung out. She would actually help him when you were driving him nuts. We've seen it on the show.
Premiere, but it did seem a little bit deliberate.
Yeah.
Think about seeing Avi on the...
Anyway. So I thought I'd play that for you guys. Let's get to some callers so I can get out of here because I'm done talking about the show. I'm so over the show. This will be my first and last recap of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I think I'll be taking a long-term break from talking about Beverly Hills unless something happens that's worth me getting up in here in my studio and talking about it. But if you missed it, earlier today I recapped the Kimora Lee show, Kimora Back in the Family. So be sure to check that out. Today's live, though, is brought to you by our friends over at Cash App. It's the holiday season, and unfortunately, scams are on the rise. I'm so excited to welcome Cash App as a sponsor of today's live. And I've been using Cash App more recently than ever before. And I haven't realized the amount of new things that they've added to the app to secure my safety and your safety. Now more than ever, with the holiday and all these different scams that are out there, you want to make sure when sending money to your friends, family, or someone you owe money, easily and safely. Scammers know the holidays are busy for everyone, which can make us all targets for scams. That's why Cash App builds in protection to help keep your money safe while you're checking off your shopping list. If you're about to send money to someone for a deal that's too good to be true and Cash App flags it as a potential scam, they'll warn you before you send the money. Cash App also gives you an extra layer of protection with features like security lock. You can require a PIN, Face ID, or fingerprint to unlock your account and move money, so even if someone gets a hold of your unlocked phone at a holiday party, your money is right where you left it. Give yourself some peace of mind this holiday season and download Cash App. I've literally have utilized the Cash App feature recently a lot and noticed the new protections that they've added to the app. So, of course, we've gotten you covered in regards to an exclusive code. For a limited time only, new Cash App customers can use our exclusive code to earn additional cash. For real. Just download Cash App, use our exclusive referral code, SECURE10, in your profile, send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you'll get $10 dropped right into your account. We all love free money, don't we? Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. Cash App is a financial services platform, not a bank. Banking services are provided by Cash App's bank partners, prepaid debit cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC, promotions provided by Cash App, a Block Incorporated brand, and visit cash.app/legal/podcast for full disclosures. More information on Cash App and your code will be available in the description. And we're back. Thanks to Cash App. More information on Cash App will be available in the description. Don't forget, guys, you can also hear us on the Kempire podcast. Subscribe today and give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And speaking of the Apple Podcasts, don't forget to become a member of our Club Kempire, the paid podcast portion of our Apple podcast, because I'm going to spill some tea. I'm going to spill some tea about the Boy Is Mine tour. I'm going to spill some tea about Real Housewives of Potomac. So buckle up. That will happen this weekend. But become a member today. Become a Club Kempire baddie today. You can become a member on the Apple Podcast app or via the website if you don't have an Apple device. Okay? All right. So let's get to the callers, guys. Keep in mind the callers do not represent the opinions. The opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or our sponsors. So, stay tuned for that. Let me get to some of these callers that are backstage. All right. Anthony's backstage. We're going to bring up Anthony first. Anthony, what's going on?
Can you call me back the next call?
Sure. All right. Let's bring up Cynthia. Cynthia, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, how are you?
I'm well. How you doing?
Fine. That was me. I'm too foxy as well, Kempire.
Okay.
Figure. Can't you tell by the picture?
I was like, I think it's you.
Garcelle and this Garcelle. I didn't watch the episode last night. I don't care anymore.
Oh.
I really don't care. I don't like Kyle, and I just realized that she's a Capricorn. Nothing against Capricorns. One of my other friends, well, she's kind of like a friend. I think that they're self-absorbed. In my opinion.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
In my opinion. I mean, and that's how Kyle is. I don't like Kyle.
Oh. Okay.
But anyways, thanks, Kempire.
Thanks, Cynthia. Bye.
Bye.
All right, let's bring up Wendy next. Wendy, what did you want to share?
Okay, as a fellow Capricorn, I do not approve that message. Okay, we do not claim Cal Richards, okay? I just want to let you know, us Capricorns do not claim Cal Richards. We are very loyal people, and we think about the money. That's all. We think about our coins. But anyway, okay, I think it's going to be trash, but I'm going to still watch it because I just want to get the satisfaction of Bozema getting the same treatment that eventually she's going to get the same treatment that Garcelle did. I just want to see it. I want to see it. It's going to be like a train wreck. You know it's going to happen, but you can't keep your eyes off of it. And I was just hitting the TV when they was acting dumb. Like, I don't know why Garcelle is acting like this and all that stuff. And I was like, y'all know. They know. They just want, like you said, want to save face. And that's all. But no, us Capricorns, we're not like Cal, really. Cal is an exception of the rule. I don't know what she is, but she's not a true Capricorn. And have a good weekend.
You
Bye.
too. Thanks, Wendy. Foxy just reminded me. I forgot, Foxy. Thanks for the reminder. It came out, today? Oh, it's December 5th. Time flew because, we've been waiting on season 2, even though I'm still looking at Ryan Serhant, what he said about the new mayor of New York City. But season 2 of Owning Manhattan is on Netflix now, too. Thank you, Foxy. Now I got something good to watch. Okay, I have to watch the Diddy documentary first, though. I have to finish watching it. I probably will recap it at some particular point, guys. No promises when. I will be recapping it, though. All right, I thought I might get to it today, but then I said, oh, maybe I'll recap this one. Just because they've been talking so much about Garcelle, I was like, I have to say something. So now it will free up my schedule on Fridays. So I can talk about everything else. All right, singer DST says Kyle is whack. We know.
'Tis the season for identity theft. This time of year, most of us are checking off our holiday gift lists. But guess what? Identity thieves have lists too, and your personal information might be on them. Protect your identity with LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second and alerts you to threats you could miss by yourself, even if you keep an eye on your bank and credit card statements. If your identity is stolen, Your own US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. And all plans are backed by the $1 Million Protection Package. The last thing you want to do this holiday season is face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or other financial losses from identity theft all alone. Make this season about joy, not identity theft, with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Call 1-800-LifeLock and use promo code iHeart. Or go to lifelock.com/iHeart for 40% off. Terms apply.
Okay, only 10 more presents to wrap. You're almost at the finish line. But first... There, the last one. Enjoy a Coca-Cola for a pause that refreshes.
I've got Dan Morgan here on the pod. Say hi, Dan.
Hey, how's it going today?
It's going good, man. Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Dan Morgan. I'm an attorney and a managing partner at Morgan & Morgan, which is America's largest injury law firm.
That's pretty awesome. I think I saw a billboard of yours recently that said 20 billion won. 20 billion is an insane number.
Yeah, 20 billion recovered. It's actually, I think, somewhere north, probably closer to 22, 23 after this year. And each year we get bigger and badder and our army grows. So the number will hopefully keep getting bigger and bigger as time goes on.
Awesome. So how does someone get in contact with Morgan & Morgan? What would I do if I got into an accident?
Probably the easiest way is dialing pound law. That's pound 529 from your cell phone. We are always open. Our call center is always waiting to take your call. 24/7, 365.
Wow. Dan Morgan from Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Thanks for coming by the show.
Thanks for having me.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
All right, let's bring up Anthony. Let's try Anthony again. Anthony?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sorry, I was at work, so I had to sneak into the bathroom again real quick. Hi, I'm calling from Los Angeles, California. I'm going to give this episode a 6 out of 10. It's the Garcelle show once again. I'm not understanding it. She's off the show, which is what everybody wants, but yet you're still keeping her name in her mouth, so let her be, But I am excited to see Rachel Zoe this season because last fashion designer that we had was, Rebecca Minkoff, and that was a letdown. So I'm intrigued to see Rachel because I've never seen her show. So I'm coming in as new. But I mean, like you said earlier, they're all Virgos and I'm a Virgo. So I can't really complain or anything, but I'm intrigued to see. Yeah, but you can. But I understand why this whole season is going to be ugh. But let's wait and see. Just Rachel, okay? So that's all I have to say. Thank you so much, Kempire. Have a good one.
You too. Back to work. All right, let's bring up Vanessa. Vanessa, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. I just want to say that you made a comment about Chanel Ion coming on Beverly Hills. They wouldn't be able to handle her. Ooh. They wouldn't be able to handle anything about her personality. She will be too real for them. I think that Erica Jane will kind of be like, oh yeah, I like her. She's blunt, she's upfront. But then once the arrow is turned at her, she'll be like, no, and treat her pretty much the same as she did Garcelle. I also wanted to say thank you. I'm glad you got my ornament.
Yes.
I sent you the Jamaican ornament.
Yes.
I'm glad you had it. Yes, it's my favorite ornament. A little secret. I got you that last year, but last year Christmas, I got kind of a little sad. Something happened and I was just kind of, I wouldn't say depressed. I don't speak depression over me, but I was kind of in a funk and I was not about it. So I had it packed and set aside and it's been on my refrigerator. So that when you announce that you're doing anything over the Christmas, I'll be able to send it. So I'm glad I got it sent out. And before I go, you were my number one on my YouTube wrap up.
Yes.
I bought a House of Kempire sweatshirt for my birthday. It finally came in the mail. I got a t-shirt. It's not here yet. And I had one more thing to share, but I forgot. But thank you. And I love you. Bye.
Thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate that. Have a great day. And a happy holiday.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you too.
Bye. Oh, I like it. Now the ornament's even more special because she's had it for over a year. Okay. Shout out to everyone that sent the ornament. Did you guys see this ornament that Angel sent? Angel is back. Is she backstage? Angel is backstage. Hold on. I'm gonna bring Angel up in a second. Look, the ornament she sent. Ooh, this? Okay, let me bring up Love Call Peace first. Love Call Peace, what did you want to share?
Hi, my lavender husband.
Here you go.
I know it's been a while, but I just wanted to say very underwhelmed. I was very underwhelmed by their trailer, and I have not watched the episode yet, but what I have, I really don't care to watch it, honestly. And just hearing your commentary, yeah, it's probably a season that I won't really watch like that either. But I think with Bose, I think she's comfortable being like the token, black friend. I think she's comfortable in that space. I think she knows how to work her way around in that space. And with her and Erica, I don't see them not getting along because she's just trying to play into, I don't know how to describe it. It's just I don't know. It gives fake. It gives I'm here for my job and that's it. And that's all with her. But I think she is glad that Garcelle is gone. But I wish they would try to change. I wish they would stop with that narrative like they couldn't get close to Sutton because of Garcelle, because it was very much so the other way around.
Yeah.
Garcelle stayed defending Sutton for something that the other ladies did not like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I give it a 3 just from what I've seen and heard. But have a good day.
Thanks, Love Call Peace.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Right. All right, Angel, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, happy Friday.
You too.
I did not watch, so that should have been an option on the poll because I don't plan on watching. I spent the time watching Kimura instead, and my time will be dedicated to Kimura and Abbott Elementary. I am not watching Beverly Hills.
I love Abbott. Love it, love it, love it.
Yes.
Thanks, Angel, and thanks for the ornament.
I love it. It's so cute. But now I was thinking I should have put Mia in the middle because she was the only one with the black sweatshirt on, but I should have had the 2 lopsided wigs on each side and then Mia in the center. But it's still cute.
I mean, there's always next year, but who knows? You might have to make space for more.
There'll be different housewives, I'm sure, to add to next year's ornament.
Thanks, Angel.
Have a good weekend, Kempire.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Let's bring up Peyton next. Peyton, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good, thank you. I just wanted to say, I wanted to bring up what I think it was the second caller said. I don't think there's going to be like a switch around with Bose. I think they are going to, they want to prove that it was Garcelle.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think there will be a switch up with Bose. And if anything, they will kind of treat her like girls do with Mary, where if she says something, they're kind of not going to go as hard.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
I agree.
And I also wanted to say Kyle is it's crazy because like you, I've watched Beverly Hills from the beginning. So Kyle was, it was kind of like she was under Lisa Vanderpump. So she was a Sutton in her previous life. So now the switch of her becoming kind of like Lisa is crazy.
Yeah.
And the last thing I want to say, Garcelle, I love Garcelle, and she reminds me a little bit of Candy, much when just like, they're genuine and people play with them, and it just breaks my heart to see that. But yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Peyton.
Bye.
Bye. All right, let's bring up another Virgo, Miss Esquire.
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I have an excellent idea for an ornament, and I'm going to make it because I really want to send it to you.
Oh.
So, it's going to have a musical element to it, and that's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
So, my thoughts
Don't
on
send
the
it
show,
yet because I actually have a new P.O. box, which I need to update, and I will update it this evening. But
Okay,
you can,
I
I mean,
won't
if you
send
guys
it.
have already sent stuff to the other P.O. box, it's fine. I still have it, but I've got a new one today.
Okay.
All right.
No, I gotta go get an ornament and record this amazing song on it to play on your tree. Don't do it, because if it's a gift, you should take it in the spirit in which it was given, even if it sets you free. Okay, so let's talk about Real Housewives of Beverly. If I send you a gift, you gotta accept it. Okay, so I think here's the thing. This is the problem for me in a couple of ways with them. One, we are pretending that the only way that we can understand how somebody feels is if they tell us directly. And that is just insulting my intelligence. Yes, Garcelle did not pick up the phone sudden and tell you directly why she feels the way she feels. But that is not the only way people communicate with us. This woman has talked on multiple public platforms about how she feels. And also, if you went back and reflected at all on the experience, then you would ask yourself, if I did and said the things to her that I did, and if I were in her shoes, how would it make me feel? This woman went through 3 reunions with you as your friend, where you watched her get insulted, and then get eviscerated, and last get eviscerated even more. And after that second reunion, you said at BravoCon, I did not stand up for Garcelle the way that I should have. I was not there the way that I should have, and I regret that. And so for you to do it again at this last reunion, it was a line too far. Like, Garcelle made a deal where she was like, I'm going to have one friend on this show. I'm going to have 2 acquaintances in Tilly and Kyle and maybe Bose. And then I'm going to be in conflict with Erica and Dorit. And I'm willing to sign up for that because most of her conflict with them was about Sutton. Most of her conflict with them was not about an issue with them and Garcelle, except for with Erica with the drinking thing. Yeah. And so I'm like, I don't understand how Sutton doesn't understand this. Like, and
she does,
that's what I hate. It's the thing I hate about Beverly Hills. Is the reason why I can't watch this show too much, because they gaslight the audience more than any other Housewives show. Y'all are gonna sit here in our face and tell us that the problem is you couldn't get close to Sutton when y'all basically like jumped that girl 2 seasons in a row. Where, Erica, you threatened that woman within an inch of her life. And you telling us that Garcelle was the veil standing between you and Sutton, that you couldn't build a friendship? Like, I'm just like, listen, don't play in my face. Oh. That's what I can't stand about Beverly Hills. Y'all cannot do this. It's so disrespectful to the audience. And I don't know why the production allows them to spin this narrative every single year where they gaslight the audience. I'm supposed to believe y'all think Bose and Dorit are better friends and they done known each other 22 minutes, and you don't believe Sutton and Garcelle's friendship? Get out of my face.
You mean Auntie Dorit?
It's just, it doesn't make sense to me. And I'm sorry, I know I'm over time, but that's the reason why I'm going to stop watching the show. It's not because their stories are not interesting. They're interesting enough. It's the fact that y'all think the audience are idiots. Yeah. And I don't appreciate that.
Yep.
That's it.
All right. Thanks, Miss Esquire. And we'll be blocking you from sending gifts to me. Thank you.
Do not block your blessings. Bye.
All right, let me get to the rest of these callers. Look, I'm already here over an hour and a half. All right, let me bring up Happy Sky. Happy Sky, what did you want to share?
Hi, I watched the show, and I admit it wasn't the most interesting show, but I really just want to ask you to please to continue to watch it and continue to review it, because I think it'll get better. I saw Kyle talking about how Dorit and Erica are going to have a huge fight and a huge falling out, and I think Jennifer Tilly even gets annoyed with Sutton at one point, and Jennifer Tilly is so fun to watch anyway. So I really just want to say that I hope you keep watching it and keep reviewing it. And yeah, thank you for letting me on.
Thank you, Happy Sky. Take care. All right, let's bring up Chrissy next. Chrissy, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Can you hear me, Kempire?
Yes.
Okay, I thought something funny. I was thinking the last call, I'm like, she just wants you to keep watching because we ain't.
Exactly.
Because we ain't watching it, and I ain't. I just called in to just ask, did we ever figure out what Bo's fiance does?
Remember, it was a bunch of stuff. We figured out a whole lot about what he does. He was an actor, too, at one particular point, too.
Okay, so that means he doesn't have any money. So she's gonna, God forbid, I do not want her to end up in a Candy situation. I hate seeing a woman, especially a Black woman, work very hard for her coin just to give it to a man that did not assist her in any type of way. So hopefully this engagement falls through, and she doesn't stay with this man, because hopefully, because it's just like this Candy situation, it just really bothers me. So I'm just hoping, and I just wanted to add, don't jump me, y'all, but I do have the same birthday as Todd. So I was able to already seek the theft.
Really?
So, Yup, I been knew. And I've been watching Atlanta since I was like in middle school. And even then I knew Todd was a thief. I knew
allegedly.
Allegedly. Because one thing about, I would never date a Leo man. And this is coming from a Leo. Because we can be a bit opportunistic. We are a bit narcissistic. We ain't going to be nowhere that is not going to benefit us. Absolutely
I dated a
not.
Leo years ago, and I said after that I would never date another Leo, but I've sort of changed my mind about that, but I haven't dated one since.
We're not going to be anywhere that is not going to benefit us. I'm sorry. Like, Todd loved the coin. He did not love candy, allegedly. Ooh. But have a good night.
Damn, thanks, Chrissy. Tish, it says that your devices aren't connected. I'll come back to you. Okay, there you go. Tish, what's going on?
Can you hear me?
Yes, you look like Chloe Bailey.
Oh, no, thank you.
Chloe Bailey's cute.
Oh,
no matter what Funky says.
Thank you. Anyway, I have to say that I am with not the last call, the call before her. Keep watching. I like Beverly Hills, even though I know you're not, but keep watching.
Okay.
Also, give Mauricio some grace, please, because I feel like if I was 25 years old, getting married to a 27-year-old divorcee who had a whole marriage and a kid before me, this is probably his time to shine. He's probably doing all the things that he couldn't do when he was younger. So I would give Mauricio some grace. I think he's just acting up because he's in his hot boy era now, even though he's old. Also, I love Rachel Zoe. I feel like her, Bethany Frankel, and Candy should have learned. I think those two were married when Bravo was not the Bravo that it is now. And they both got married to guys, no prenup. And now they didn't expect to be where they are in life right now. And I think Candy should have seen that and learned that she needed to do what she needed to do better than what she did with Todd. But I like Rachel Zoe, and I think that she will bring something to the show. And as for Sutton and Garcelle, I don't know. I feel like Kyle is trying to use her EP card with Sutton. Hear me out. I feel like Kyle is going to let Sutton show me who you really are, since you're saying that Garcelle is the reason we're not close. And now there's no excuse as to why we really are just not friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tish. Take care.
No problem.
All right, let's bring a Taurus to the T as our last caller of the night. We're going to close it out with a Taurus. Taurus to the T.
Hey, Cam. Happy Friday. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. So I have a couple of thoughts. I actually stopped watching the episode to listen to your recap, so that kind of tells you everything. So I saw up until they were planning to go to that sunrise party or whatever, summer party. I think Sutton has the brain of a gnat. Let me tell you something. If somebody that I was friends with and I fall out with them, and then the rest of the group says, well, we'll keep you around, you just need to prove why we need to keep you around. Girl, go to hell. Please play the thunder, because I'm not about to stay around and prove my worth to anybody as to why I need to be accepted. They didn't like Sutton because they did not like Sutton. Garcelle had nothing to do with the reason why they did not like Sutton. I think if anything, they just did not like both of them because they were really holding them to the fire. But now I have to question, I know for a fact that Sutton would not have been on Erica's neck that season with the whole time of it all had Garcelle not been there. So I think her sticking around to prove her worth to these people that are really hooked on misunderstanding her, she's going to come out so embarrassed at the end, and that's the only reason why I'm going to continue to watch. But outside of that, I agree with the previous caller. We need to let Mauricio be in peace. When Kyle was doing all of her scissoring allegedly with Morgan, nobody was saying anything about it. She needs to let Mauricio move on. But I definitely understand her kids, them obviously still being hurt about the divorce. I don't know Rachel Zoe. I feel like I might be the only person in the chat that does not know Rachel Zoe, so I'm interested in seeing her. For some reason, she reminds me a lot of Denise. So I will keep watching just to see Sutton's downfall, and I'll reserve my.
I don't think you guys are going to see Sutton's downfall though in this season.
Well, hopefully she comes back until they take her down. Like, I need to see her be taken down. Play the thunder. And I have no comments for Bose yet. It's too soon for me to tell. I already know that she's playing token. I just want to see how far her being a token is going to get her.
Ooh. As far as it's gotten her in life. All right. Thanks, Taurus of the T.
And wait, I just want to say I finished the entire Diddy documentary. Whoever recommended the psychology majors should watch it, they were 100% correct because I was locked in watching it all day yesterday. I found it to be very good. I took your advice about you saying that 50 Cent did a really good job doing the storytelling because I was captivated.
Yeah.
I did not like the end because I just do not like what happened with Diddy of it all. But I think you should watch it. Please do not be in a rush to recap it because
I know.
you need to enjoy your holidays just like us.
Just saying. Thank you, Taurus of the T. Thank you.
No problem. Have a nice Friday night.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Even though I probably will spend my Friday night watching, I mean, I already started it, but I want to go back and rewatch what I watched already, just because I'm sort of like, I want to, there's a lot happening. And that's a lot of I already know, but there's some new stuff that's coming out, including like footage that I guess Diddy was documenting for his own documentary, but somehow Netflix bought the footage. Now that was a big G move. Oh, wait, G Unit. Okay. Wow. So stay tuned, guys. I can't promise. If I get through it tonight, maybe I'll recap it tomorrow. If I don't get through it tomorrow, then maybe I'll recap it Sunday. Or Monday. No, not Monday, because Monday already got RHOP and Married to Medicine and all that other good stuff. We'll talk about Married to Medicine on Monday and Dr. Jackie's response to Brandy and her saying, do you have an enlarged thyroid? She's got a response, and it's not what you're going to like. Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to everyone that sent in super chats. I see we still had a couple more super chats as well. And if you haven't already, let's get to 500 likes if you can. Queenie, thank you so much for the super chat. Queenie says, Garcelle greeted the masseuse at Bose's spa event practically by name. She has made a point to be kind no matter their status. Class act queen. Yeah, Queenie, thank you. Kendra, thank you so much for the super chat. Kendra says, in this joyous occasion, let us all join together in singing Set Me Free as our dear Kempire is free from recapping Real Housewives of Beverly Hills one time for the song. No. Thank you so much, Kendra. All right. I appreciate you all being here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday evening. I'm going to go meditate, then have dinner, and then maybe watch the Diddy of it all. We'll see. Or maybe I'll watch a Christmas movie. We'll see. Okay? All right. Thank you to my mods. Thank you to our members. Become a member today at TheKempire.com/join. And don't forget to check out our sponsor for today, Cash App, available in the description. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Bye, y'all. Happy holidays. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. For more information on the podcast, head on over to KempireRadio.com.